In this video, I'm going to explain how to apply the multiplication properties of exponents. Let's look at this example, x squared times x cubed. Remember that exponents mean that whatever number the exponent is applied to gets multiplied by itself that many times. That means that x squared can be written as x times x, and x cubed can be written as x times x times x. That means the whole expression can be written as x times x times x times x times x. X times itself 5 times can be recondensed with a single exponent as x to the 5th. Notice that the sum of the exponents in the original expression is 5, which is the exponent that appeared in the simplified expression. This is a shortcut you can keep in mind, which means that there's really no need to write out the expression as x times x times x times x times x as we did in the middle. You can just bear in mind that anytime you have a product of terms with the same base raised to exponents, they can be simplified by writing that base raised to the sum of the exponents. Let's look at another example. Suppose the terms in the expression don't all have the same base. For example, x cubed times y squared times x squared. What if we just try the same process we saw in the previous examples, adding the exponents? 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 7, which means we'd be raising to the power of 7. But raising what to the power of 7? X, or y, or xy? It doesn't really make sense. So let's write this out with expansion and see what's going on. Remember that multiplication is commutative, so we can take the 2 x's at the end of the expression and move them closer to the 3 x's in the beginning of the expression. So now you can see that x is being multiplied by itself 5 times, which is x to the 5th, and y is still being squared. The takeaway here is that this multiplication property of exponents only applies to terms that have the same base. Let's look at another example. Suppose that somewhere in these expressions of variable terms raised to various powers, there are also constant numbers multiplying these terms. For example, 3 times x cubed. That 3 that comes first is called a coefficient. So the question is, what do we do with those coefficients? How do these multiplication properties apply to them? It's important to remember that exponents can only apply to what is directly before them, unless they have the help of parentheses to reach back further. So in this example, 5 times x to the 6th, that 6th power doesn't apply to the 5 whatsoever. Remembering that multiplication is commutative, we can move those coefficients together and multiply 5 times 2, giving 10, and leaving us with x to the 6th times x to deal with. But notice there's no exponent on that last term x. That means x to the 1. It's just 1x, x times itself a single time. We typically don't write exponents of 1, but if it helps you, you can write it in or just imagine that it's there. I'm going to show one more example. I suggest that you pause the video, try it yourself, and then compare your work to mine. That's it for multiplication properties for exponents. Hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.